just had a conversation with one of my best friends about how I am anxious. I am anxious because tomorrow is the start of NaNoWriMo, which means tomorrow I start writing Girl Night, my medieval story. And no buts, no excuses, like I'm kind of freaking out because I'm just scared that it's not gonna work out again. This would be my third time writing Girl Night. Both times didn't work out very well because I realized I just wasn't ready to write it. And by not ready to write it, I mean there wasn't enough of the story fleshed out for me to be able to sit down and actually write dialogue and all that stuff. So I have been working on further fleshing it out. I just don't know if I'm ready. And yeah, you could argue, well then don't write it right now. But is it me being reasonable? Is my anxiety reasonable? Or is my anxiety just anxiety, and no matter how prepared I am, I'll still feel anxious? The interesting thing about that as well is last week I wrote a short story, almost 9,000 word short story in like 3 days, and I was so happy writing it. I was in like the perfect creative zone where I wasn't questioning anything. I just, whatever I decided to write went on the paper. I ran out of space on my microchip. I was just writing what made me happy and what was in the story. Granted, I didn't even know the exact details of the short story, but while I was writing, it was all coming out. So it was literally the best flow state I have experienced in a long time. So maybe that was supposed to happen so that now that I'm freaking out about Girl Night, I can remember how it felt to be in that flow state and try to really go to that place again when I have to write tomorrow. Yeah, I don't really have anything additional to say about that other than I really hope I figure it out. I'm on my lunch break and I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry because I am anxious as hell. And like, NaNoWriMo is tomorrow. The anxiety I was talking about earlier in my closet, it's getting worse. I think just the gravity of how I need to start writing tomorrow, it's messing with my internal zen. I'm nervous. Why am I so nervous? I think I'm like, I've hyped this up so much within myself. I mean, I've been working on this project for years, absolutely for years. And now that I'm going to try to write this thing for the third time, it's just not as fun. It's not fun. I think that's the problem. So I had mentioned earlier that last week I wrote a full short story. It just flowed out of me. I had the best time ever writing it. As you can see, I wrote a lot without hesitation, no breaks, just wrote it all out. 8,500 words, like nothing. Clearly there's something happening where this short story, I gave myself a safe space to just write without feeling any type of way about it and just write it and have fun with it. Versus Girl Night, of which I have been devoting a lot of my time to doing. It's like I have taken Girl Night seriously so much that I think it is just zapping all of this like more innocent fun. And funny enough, now that I'm thinking about it, I did mention that in one of my videos, the 2021 update one, where I sensed that I was overthinking Girl Night so much that I was just freezing in my tracks when I wanted to write it. Just freezing, because I felt like every word I put down was wrong. A big part of storytelling has to come from, you know, inside, from your heart. If you kind of push that down by bulldozing it with
you need to have plot B and plot A, and then you need to have the rise of action. You're really gonna kill whatever raw story that is naturally wanting to come out. So I think I've come up with that problem where I'm not listening to my intuition, where I'm really not trusting in my voice by trying to input all of this like technical stuff. I still feel that way. Despite the fact that I feel comfortable with the time period, I've written a full outline, I have a character list. Like, what else does my brain need for me to be able to write this without feeling like I'm doing something wrong? I think the answer is nothing. I think that's just like a me problem, not a the story sucks problem, because maybe I shouldn't be thinking about whether the story is good or not, but like, don't we have to be somewhat analytical when we're creating a story? Now the question is too, was I analytical when I was writing the short story? I wasn't, not really. I mean, I knew the structure I had to follow, I had to have a beginning and an end and a character development, blah blah blah. I think I'm definitely overthinking stuff. And it is freaking me out. I wish I had something else to report. I wish I had answers. I wish I knew what to do, but right now I don't feel so good. To follow my advice from that 2021 update video, the story has to come from the heart, and you can't question the heart. I just keep doing that with Girl Night. I keep questioning everything that I naturally gravitate towards with the story, and I shouldn't be questioning it. So, on my lunch break, I'm going to use it to work on my outline a little bit more, flesh out the scenes that I know are a little foggy, and just to keep at it. I think that's just the best answer I can come up with right now, is just to keep fleshing out the stuff that I can physically change right now. And then once tomorrow rolls in, we'll just have to work it out. We will figure it out.